Welcome to Compassionate Mediation Tools for Your Practice Now. I'm Linda Kroll. I'm a therapist, mediator, and attorney. And I got into this idea for compassionate mediation because I really like the idea of happy relationships. And there aren't always the kind of self-led relationships that we need to promote. But what we do is we offer our clients a new way to communicate so that they can really their highest and best self with compassion and understanding. And with that, there's a sense of forgiveness for your partner and yourself, empathy, and be kind to your inner child. Who's it for? What is it? When do you use it? How do you use it? We're going to cover all that today. But I want to remind you that it helps an individual as well as a couple, and it's good for marriage counseling. So if they're happy and hopeful, they can learn a better way to communicate. If they're unhappy and stuck, we can look at their limiting beliefs or what stories their parts hold and help them get past stuck. If they're divided in wanting to stay or go, and that could either be the couple that's divided or a person that's divided, because you know how it is. Sometimes you think you want to stay and other times you think you want to go and you can't decide. So it helps us help all those parts of our clients. It helps people that are separated and navigating their way through the separation. If they're in the middle of a divorce, I've helped people that have been able to relate to their higher self with compassion and empathy for their partner and switch the whole energy of their divorce into a much peaceful and respectful restructuring of their family. And it helps people post-divorce because, as you know, our clients come in with wounds from the past, and sometimes this training and what you offer them can help put it into a different perspective where they actually can forgive themselves and their partner and move on to a new post-divorce relationship that's much more self-led. So you might have a client that comes in and they're suffering and they don't even know why they're suffering, but deep down there's a relationship issue that they're not getting to. So they may feel ignored, they may feel unloved. And if the individual comes to your office, you can still help them take what you teach them back to their relationship because it's going to help them communicate about everything. You help your clients avoid this and do more of that. Because when they're relating self to self, there's a oneness in that communication. I want to give you more tools, more collaboration. I want to help make you an expert in this field, whatever this field is going to become. I want to help you collaborate with other people and find a way to increase your confidence working with conflict, and also give you a certain expertise and eventually, if you want, a certification, which we'll talk. And we have a community here where all of these are represented. And they're all represented because it's important when couples get together that should they decide to separate or divorce, that everybody speaks the same language. Because if you're a therapist and you help someone to get to self and you send them to an attorney who's actually representing one of their extreme parts, a lot of that energy gets lost. So I'm hoping that we can take the seeds of this idea and send it out into the world, all over the world, and create a community of healing. So take a breath and just think about what you're like when you're with your clients. And how many of your clients are wondering, should they stay or go? We can help them by giving them the tools of this online or in person. And then you can help them with even more in your toolbox. So whether you've got a client whose partner is not paying attention, two people that are stonewalling, or somebody that's actively fighting, what are your challenges? I know I had a lot. Some people get anxious with couples in conflict. An angry man or woman reminds me of my spouse or parent. Sometimes I would side with the underdog. I'd see who seemed to be in more pain and I'd side with them, forgetting that the person that was angry was really in just as much pain as the person who was sad. You might feel that because you're not a mediator or an attorney, you can't offer information to your clients about legal or financial issues. But the reality is, once you even mention finances or law, you then deal with the feelings that come up around that. So there's the content, which I'll give you, And there's the process which you'll give your client. I don't know what to tell my clients. That's what I'm going to offer you. What's the information that can keep you one step ahead of your clients to help them navigate whatever decisions they're going to make? And I want to help you not refer out when divorce is mentioned. It just becomes an opportunity to help people decide whether that's what they really want to do, or if they come from their highest and best self, let go of their limiting beliefs, unburden pain from the past, and relate from their heart, can they create a new relationship? And often they can. And some of us might know how to stay in self with clients in conflict because, again, we're triggered in a lot of ways. So my hope is you'll find one or more tools you can take with you today and have one or more clients who can benefit. I'd like to make sure you get all your questions answered, so don't be afraid to ask them. I'd love to meet all your needs. My codependent part wants to meet all your needs, and I hope you'll want to learn more. So what we're going to cover is the introduction to compassionate mediation, how I have a self and parts conversation with my clients. I'm going to give you the overview of what a first session would look like, and there's a meditation and a question and answer co-creation of whatever you need to know. In session 2, we're going to follow the Miracle of Empathy handout, how to help people explore their options, how to stay ahead with legal and financial information you can offer them, and again, whatever questions you have. Few tools of compassionate mediation are listed here, so you'll have them to use as you desire. And in session 3, we'll go back to the tools, more legal and financial information. I'm going to talk to you more about the Compassionate Mediation Program and coach certification if you're interested, and whatever else we have left of it. I think my view of the world is that behind every cloud, the sun is still shining. This was taken at daybreak in Sedona. And sometimes this is an opportunity for personal and spiritual growth. So what we're going to do is use this experience to help our clients, most of whom don't really know what they want. In other words, what they think they want and what they want changes from moment to moment. So I have a magic wand question. And as a therapist and a mediator, when someone comes to my office, they may not know why they're there. If they're there as a couple, they might be there for 2 different reasons. And I'll often find a way to ask them the magic wand question to find out if they could make the perfect relationship. What do they really want with their partner now? A more intimate relationship, a respectful separation, a peaceful divorce. And most of the time they're often not sure. And when they get to the place where divorce does become an option, litigation is the old-fashioned way where people fought with each other, sadly. Collaborative law is a wonderful alternative. It requires 2 clients to have their own attorneys. The 4 of them meet together. They often bring in other experts, and the attorneys promise not to go to court to battle it out. If they do become a battle, then they walk away from the collaboration. It involves a lot of experts, and so between litigation, collaborative law, mediation, standard mediation was the clients work with a mediator. And in all of these options, divorce is the only option. They both go in wanting a divorce. The thing I like about compassionate mediation is that we bring hope to conflict. We know how to stay present with someone's pain and give them a sense that when they become more self-led, the answers will be forthcoming, which leads to more hope, and then healing, and then happiness. So in terms of offering hope, I like to think we're talking them off the ledge. And what that means is I had a client call me for a session that I did online last week. And the biggest goal of that session was to help her realize she didn't have to do anything right now, because when they come to you, they're so by the backlog of pain and suffering, or walls that they've built around their heart, or filters through which they're judging their partner, that they feel like they have to make some decision now. And of course, that's a parts-led decision. It's not a self-led decision. So as we help them off the ledge, we give them hope that they don't have to worry about their children, because their children aren't going to hear the anger and the fighting or the withdrawal and the silence. They really are going to find a new way to communicate. And I teach them that in my first session, and I want to give you the tools to teach them that too.